Hello there, welcome back to the Ogre, the old Git Reacts, Reviews and Off Times Reminisces. Today we're doing something that I've not not come across before. One of many bands that just come out of the ether and they either pass you by or you go, actually, something about this one, which is the case here. I can't remember if it was just a straight Bandcamp find or it was off of one of those sites like Mao de Gloria. I think it may have been on Mao de Gloria, thinking about it. But anyway, always nice when somebody takes some of the work out of finding these delights for you. So anyway, this band or artist, Daccar-Tchuvz Cave, I have no idea if that's right, and I don't care. All I know is I like it. So let's have a listen to the Artchh-Angelic Quilts of Time, it says here. So I think we're looking at the rawer end of the spectrum here, not the rawest, but at the rawer end of the spectrum, which still doesn't sort of fall into it being too hard work to make out what the fuck's going off. Clearly with a name like this, with Cave mentioned, you wouldn't be too surprised to find out there's a cavernous production here. And such it is, and very effective it is with it. It does mean that the instrumentation can bang and clatter around, but there's that echo that gives it a bit of space, so it makes the elements discernible without them being clear, if that makes sense. So I did say that you don't have to work ever so hard to find the subtleties in this, but that's not to say it's given to you on a plate. You still have to get involved, and you know, case in point, the droning melody which is playing around in the background here. It's not to the fore by any stretch of the imagination, and it is sort of a promise yet to come in many ways. You hear it. And yes, but you don't necessarily, you can't get hold of it, shall we say. It's just beyond your grasp. So it teases you a little bit, that melody, that droning melody, and but nonetheless, it's a nice it is a appropriate counterpoint to the pummeling that is to the fore here. So this sort of music, you have to have an ear for, I think, to get full benefit at any rate. There's it is, you know, a cacophony, let's face it, and those that don't listen to this sort of music regularly may miss the point very often with this. Just take it for what at face value it is, a fucking racket and a bit of a noise. But you do miss a lot by taking that attitude. It's degrees, isn't it? You know, when somebody first starts listening to this sort of extreme end of the spectrum, you need to be open-minded to a fair degree, or else it turns you off a little bit. Unless you're lucky enough to find artists like this, which, despite the fact that they're taking a nice pick to your lug holes, it does engage more or less straight away, for me anyway. So yes, I've lost completely my train of thought that I was going to start with. It may come back. It may come back. Go on, Bandcamp, catch up. Oh yes, it has come back to me. My brain cells do still function to a degree, which is reassuring. Anyway, what was it? Yes, so bear with me on this, but in many ways this reminds me of some of Hawkwind's more trance-like music, but the trance-like music which doesn't go all synthy and whatever. It's still a degree of rock to it, and it's that repetition and the repetition and the insistence that it just sort of repeats and repeats and repeats, and it's a fine act. It's a fine act to achieve, but it's so easy for it to become boring and miss its point. Whereas here, the repetition works into just basically layering and layering the emphasis until you give in, basically, and just if you weren't in a position where I am, where I'm having to make some sort of, I don't have to make some comment, but I do make some comment, where you could just drift away on it despite the intensity of it all. It's a bit like Hawkwind were bit by a radioactive spider, shall we say, or whatever it is that turned Bruce Banner into the Hulk. it is definitely Hawkwind on more steroids than even they could possibly swallow in a day. So yes, we are, you know, shamanistic on the verge of here, and on that basis, who am I to complain? Other than it takes a while for Bandcamp to catch up again. Come on, let's have it. Back to the pummel. It's coming. So there you go. Normally when they drift out for over a minute at the end there, I'll talk over it, but that would be doing a disservice here because two reasons. One is that if you were listening to this in the dark and not having to comment on it, you are in a place where you don't want to be disturbed. And secondly, is it's an album closing track, and so you know you do allow the indulgence of a drift out such as that. But nonetheless, it doesn't take away from the fact that prior to, you were getting an absolute pasting off of this this track, and excuse me, you were probably enjoying it even so. Very effective, and as I say, that sort of ability to send you places is exactly what you want from this sort of music. The rest of the album, one or two of the tracks do the same but to a lesser degree, and then a couple of tracks are more insistent in the sort of not quite so trance-like, shall we say, but nonetheless still enjoyable, very much so. So there you go, that was that. Click your bollocks if you want. Catch you all next time. Cheerio.